I'm Ashton from EventChain for Investment Pitch Media and FinTech News Network. And today on Blockchain Interviews, we have Ivy Chi, the Marketing Director of Conflux. Ivy, thank you so much for being on the show. It's a pleasure to have you on today.
Thank you, Ashton. Thank you for taking your time out for this interview.
You're very welcome, and I'm excited to learn a little bit about Conflux today. First of all, in your words, what is the purpose and the vision of the Conflux project and blockchain?
Right. Okay. So basically, Conflux is a POW public chain, and what our vision what our vision is, basically we aim to realize what Ethereum cannot realize. That means we're trying to build a faster and smarter Ethereum. Our project started off from a research project, and during that project, our core founder, Professor Long Fan, realized that they can scale up the Nakamoto consensus, which is the Bitcoin's consensus, up to thousands of TPS, which means this finding can bring up the overall performance of blockchain technology to another whole new level, and then they put the finding into an academic paper. And then that academic paper got a lot of attention from VCs, from Professor Andrew Yao, the Turing Award winner himself. And then the team decided to actually realize and commercialize the finding instead of let it just sit on a paper.
That's great. So the Conflux is looking for efficiency and scalability, and I guess you could say it's very similar to Ethereum, but if I heard you right, you're using part of Bitcoin's code base or something to make it more scalable. Is that correct?
Regarding the consensus mechanism, it's still POW. It's same as Bitcoin and Ethereum. But what we do is we organize our blocks with another new algorithm, which is called tree graph. Sorry about that.
No problem.
Which is called tree graph. So by the tree graph algorithm, basically we can organize all the blocks, all the concurrent blocks. That means and there's no block and no transaction will be discarded. That is why we can make the overall performance up to 3,000 TPS. We're still POW, and the tree graph is an upgraded DAG structure, DAG structure.
Great. And the goal of this is efficiency, but without sacrificing safety, decentralization, or trustworthiness. Is the main value for this efficiency just from the tree graph?
The main value of the efficiency of basically tree graph is the algorithm that enable us to upgrade the efficiency. But in the meantime, we do prioritize the security of the whole network. What Conflux can achieve is basically the same level of security as Bitcoin's six block and Ethereum 30 block level of security.
Okay. Now, how much time has been put into the development so far for the blockchain, and when is the mainnet supposed to be released?
The project was kicked off from 2018 August. That was last year. And our testnet was live and open source in April 2019. That was like almost half a year ago.
Okay.
And our mainnet is about to launch Q1 next year, around March.
Great. And can you talk a little bit about the team that started and is developing Conflux Blockchain and supporting it?
Sure. Our founder is Professor Long Fan. He's still a full-time assistant professor of University of Toronto. He graduated from Tsinghua Yao class, and then he did his PhD in MIT. And he is a two-time IOI gold medal winner. And another co-founder was Professor Long Fan's classmate, David Cho. And he's also he's a gold winner of ACM, if I'm not wrong, as well. So basically, the core team consists of Professor Long Fan, Professor David Cho, and our CTO Wu Ming. He's from Microsoft Research Center. He worked there for more than 10 years. And of course, our chief scientist is Professor Andrew Chi Yao. He's the only Chinese Turing Award winner. He's the chief scientist, also the board member of Conflux. And besides that, basically all of our developers are, gold medal winners from either ACM or IOI. And Mr. Yuanjie Zhang is leading our operation efforts. He graduated from Brandeis University. He worked in Wall Street for almost 10 years. Before joining Conflux, he was I don't quite remember. He went back to China in about 2013, and then back in 2018 when the project started, he joined the team leading the fundraising and all the non-technical operation part.
Wow, that's great. And I read Dr. Longfan had an article out that said that the Conflux team is one of the most reliable blockchain teams. What do you think he meant by that?
Well, basically, our team is highly academic and basically, all of our team. Well, personally, I think that's both a good thing and sort of disadvantage, especially in blockchain field. All of the team members don't have much experience in blockchain field before Conflux, so we're fairly new in the space. And basically all of them are highly academic. They still have they're like with other responsibilities in research or in the university. For example, our head of research is still teaching a cryptographic class in Peking University. Our team is sorry about that.
Yeah, well, it sounds like you have a very reliable team, so that's great.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about the progression towards the mainnet? You guys launched the testnet in April of this year. It sounds like you haven't been rushing into it. What is going on between the testnet launch and leading up to the mainnet? What are the main things that you guys are focusing on right now?
Prior to the mainnet launch, we want to make sure that our network, the mainnet, is secure and ready. So we deploy like 20,000 nodes on the testnet. Basically, we spend a lot of money on the testnet itself. And now we're still working on the latest patents. We're applying for several patents of a complex technology, and we're doing all sorts of tests, running all sorts of experiments and tests on testnet. And we back in last month, we run all Ethereum transactions in Conflux testnet, and it took us around 20 minutes to finish all Ethereum transactions so far up to now. So another thing we're trying to do is we're still working on our POW algorithm. So and the POW algorithm is targeted to finish around January or end of December.
Okay.
So after all of that, we're gonna do a larger scale experiment on the testnet to make sure everything is fine, to make sure the algorithm is working well, and then we move to the mainnet launch.
That's great. And how are you going to incentivize developers to develop dApps on Conflux? Is it easy to develop? Is it an easy switch over from Ethereum or Neo or EOS? How are you going to do that?
It is. We're now, for now, we support Solidity and EVM. We're fully Solidity and EVM compatible. So it would be very easy it would be fairly straightforward for Ethereum developers to just migrate onto Conflux for a try. And after the mainnet launch, we're gonna support other language as well. But Solidity and EVM would always be there.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, afterwards we're gonna have an incubation center to basically incentivize and encourage all kinds of developers to try out Conflux to develop their applications on Conflux. And besides that, we do have a fairly okay size of community right now. We have like up to 20 or 30,000 community members worldwide, and that number is expanding. As Conflux is getting more and more attention. So we will encourage all of our community members to be the first batch of users of the dApps on Conflux.
Okay, and when you launch the mainnet, you will also have a Conflux coin. I'm guessing it's going to be used for transactions. Can you talk a little bit more about that coin and how it fits into the ecosystem?
Right. As we're a POW chain, so all of our coins need to be mined. Right after the mainnet launch, that's part of the job we need to work on right now. We would approach to miners before the mainnet launch to encourage them to mine Conflux right after the mainnet is launched. We do have a certain amount of coins like pre-mined coins locked up in the Genesis block, but the first release is 3 months after the mainnet launch.
That's good to know.
And yeah, and for now we are running a bounty program. To encourage, for the bounty program is to basically increase the engagement of the community, as well as to engage with the developers at this stage. For the bounty program, we're giving away a smart contract built on testnet, which is called Sense Coin. This Sense Coin will be one-to-one swap to mainnet coin once it's launched.
Okay, good to know. And in the meanwhile, before the mainnet launches, currently, what are you guys mainly looking for in terms of strategic partners, more team members, more developers, or more bounty hunters?
Well, I would say all of that, but for now, we're trying to push forward a DAX ecosystem, decentralized exchange ecosystem. Conflux aims to take the lead to form a sort of decentralized exchange alliance, where Conflux will act as a technical solution, like one-layer technical solution. We're not building our own decentralized exchange, but with the outstanding performance of Conflux, we believe we can contribute in the DAX ecosystem development. We do see DAX would be a direction in the whole blockchain future rather than the centralized exchange, and we want to upgrade the overall performance and user experience of decentralized exchange. So yeah, to that front, we're looking for like decentralized exchange, like any custodian institution that would like to be part of this DAX alliance. Apart from that, we're very actively engaging with all kinds of developers, blockchain developers, and try to encourage and incentive them to migrate to Conflux for a try. And also we're getting in touch with miners as well. So yeah, that's basically our major directions for now.
And if developers are looking to learn more information or see like a development kit, or people are just looking to follow along in the lead up to the mainnet, what is the best way for them to reach out and to find more information?
Right. Our official website basically includes all kinds of information of the latest Conflux progress. That includes GitHub address, developer documentations, and like API, SKP, all kinds of developer toolkit, and our latest paper. So I'm not sure what is the best way to share our official website.
Yeah.
It's um, oops.
I can leave the links in the description box below for you. No
Right.
problem, Ivy. Yeah.
Sure. Sure. Okay.
Awesome. Well, that's all the time that we have for the interview. But I really appreciate you taking the time to talk about Conflux, and all the best in the lead up to the mainnet. And let's follow up in the near future.
Sure. Thank you so much, Ashton. Thank you.